Levy out, say we want Levy out.
When is your breaking point? Tell me. When are you going to learn that we're doing it for the good of
We sang in the rain, we sang in the sun, and we sang in the rain. They're trying to stop us, look what they did. The thing I want is leave it out, leave it out, leave it out. The thing I want is leave it out, leave it out, leave it out.
Hi guys, it's Dino here. I'm here at the protest, as you can see.
We want Levy out! We want Levy out! We want Levy out!
It's very bright. There's the stadium.
We want Levy out!
Now I hear there's going to be loads of protests in the stadium, which I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, but it's all peaceful. Please come and join us if you fancy having a little say of what you want. And yeah, Levy out.
Welcome to Spurs Vision TV. Good morning to all you guys wherever you are in the world. Of course, good afternoon to all you guys wherever you are in the world. And good evening to all you guys wherever you are in the world, right? We're in Asia, the Americas, in Europe, of course, in our home, home ground in the UK, right? But today, of course, I'm doing my Levy Out show again. Surprisingly, I've got a new guest doing his debut here, right? But he's not from Spurs. He's not a Spurs fan, but I guess it's a guess, right? He's more or less a Liverpool fan. Let's give him a normal Spurs version welcome. Welcome, Jordan. Nice to meet you.
Hi, everybody in the chat. Big up, everybody.
Big up. Just let me go through the chats for a while. Big up to Minerals FC. Big up Minerals, and an Arsenal fan. I'm sure this is you, right?
It's me.
Yeah,
It's me.
that's Jordan.
Yeah.
And of course, Swifty. Big up to Swifty. And of course, say no more Gov. Same no more Gov. Thanks for you guys for being on the show today. I guess today I was planning a show more or less to be a solo show, but since Jordan requested to come on, so he's on here. He's a Liverpool fan, and I did explain to him we on this show usually we don't talk so much about football, but we more or less delve into our ownership of the club, and we try to make sense of what's happening. Especially for Spurs, right? And being a Spurs fan, this season has been diabolical, shambolic. You can call everything you want to about this season, right? We were then fighting for the top four. We were third at one period of time, and now we're eighth out of Europe. So I guess the only fingers I'm going to point at, of course, is towards my owners, right? And as for Jordan, I guess okay, big up to True Guna. Thanks for the sub, right? Jordan, I guess you being a Liverpool fan this season, I guess you are quite disappointed too. I mean, making to the Europa Cup isn't such. I mean, it could be called an achievement because you guys were way down in mid-table somewhere beginning of this year, right? If I'm not mistaken, and you caught up, and of course, sadly, you didn't make it in the Champions League. And of course, comparing this season and last season, how do you actually feel now about your owners?
As a Liverpool fan, I just said, when it started out the season, I was saying before the season started, I was saying, look, I don't want Europa League or Conference League. I want to try to avoid from that. But right now we get it, so I can't do nothing. But I'm happy that we did with them. My club, they make me proud despite yes losing all our games. Fulham, Arsenal beat us at the Emirates, but I'm still proud of them and they make me happy. And I know the newcomers them they don't really know this league very well, but I need to see more improvement for new season August. But yes,
Mm.
most of that made me happy, and that is a great achievement. battering Man United. Oh, them that makes me proud, man. 7-0, that's good, and yeah, they make me happy. I'm very proud of them,
Yeah,
despite
yeah.
getting Europa
And
League.
yeah, and before going on more about the what call the football and all that, and the owners and all that, give me some history about yourself, Jordan. I mean, where you from? How do you
Alright.
actually how were you hooked onto Liverpool, right? And you know,
Okay.
there's so many Premier League clubs to choose from. Why Liverpool?
Yes, because look, that is a great question. My name is Jordan Hyman, guys. But this channel that I created, I decided to I want to name my channel Jordan Hyman LFC because I'm a Liverpool fan. I watched Liverpool during Steven Gerrard days, Luis Suarez, Philip Coutinho, and all these guys back then. Before we heard about Mo Salah, and Mo Salah was at Roma and into Chelsea. And I support this Liverpool team. 2006, I was 9 years old growing up watching Liverpool with my family. Because my family is Man United and Chelsea. And I said in my mind, said, look, this yeah, my family support Man U and Chelsea. Why should I? Why I need to support a club as well? So it's Steven Gerrard I watch, and he did well. And it's he made me yeah, we should have won the league, but he make us won the Champions League for the fifth time. Henderson was a part of that squad as well. Then when Steven Gerrard retired, he handed over the captain handband, and he did a great job for us. And Luis Suarez, yeah, he left us for Barcelona, and now he's doing very well at a different club. And Coutinho, we know he has returned back to the Premier League to Aston Villa now because when he left us, he go to Barcelona, then he go to Bayern, and now return back to the Premier League with Aston Villa. So yeah, it's a great achievement, and I'm happy. This was the club that I choose. I didn't choose
Mhm.
Man U or Chelsea. This is the club that I look up to, and yeah, Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, because of Steven Gerrard, right? Yeah. And the thing is that Steven Gerrard, at least he's won the Champions League before, right? For us, we've got Harry Kane. And at the moment, Harry Kane has won nothing with Spurs. So, but before we continue, big up to Chris Agamba, big up brother, and Brian Maguire, big up to you, big up, right? And nice to have fans from other clubs on here. Yes, I usually do have fans from other clubs on when I usually do my Monday shows when we talk about football. But today, usually this midweek show, I usually do a Levy out show, right? Inik out show. But Jordan asked whether he could join, so of course, I'm always very, very, well, more than happy to have fans from other clubs, and especially we can actually talk to each other, comparing our owners, right? And to tell the truth, at the moment now, being a Spurs fan, I'm not going to say whether I'm sad or depressed or whatever. But to tell the truth, been through it. It's not been through it. And of course, big up Raisuki. Raisuki, I still can't find you on Twitter. The thing is that still can't find you on Twitter. I need to find you on Twitter, and I'm not sure whether you reached out to Elias yet, right? If you reached out to Elias, then maybe we can plan something, right? In Malaysia, Raisuki is from Malaysia too, right? And Jordan, you're from Jamaica.
Yes, I'm from Jamaica.
Yeah, yeah. Jordan's from Jamaica, so we're very international here on Spurs Vision, right? We get guests from all over the world, right? We'll have to get you on one of the football shows sooner or later. But of course, now like I was talking to you in the back room earlier, right? Uh, a lot of Liverpool fans are not happy with the owners, okay, and they've been calling for FSG out and all that. For us Spurs fans, we are not. A lot of us are to tell the truth. For us Spurs fans, right? There are a portion of us. I won't say a lot of us. There are a portion of us who are not happy, really, really not happy about owners. But of course, there's a bigger portion of us who are like, okay, we're not that happy, but it's still quite okay kind of a scenario. So we are still considered a minority, the Levy Alters, right, and Inek Alters. But I was talking in the back room earlier. We were saying I was quite what call perplexed, wondering why that a lot of Liverpool fans want FSG out. Since FSG has brought Klopp in, you guys have won the Champions League at least twice under Klopp, if I'm not mistaken, right? Twice under Klopp. You
Uh,
won the Premier League
yeah,
once, and of course you
yeah.
had the FA Cup and the League Cup just last season, and they are saying FSG up, right? FSG up, and of course big up to Robbie, big up Robbie from Lily White Lane, right? So why is your fan base so ambitious, and why is our fan base so mediocre? We accepting mediocrity and not ambitious. That's what I'm saying. Is it
Um,
that? Are you a FSG out guy, or are you more of a person which you are satisfied with owners?
um, you have a great point there because from the start of the season, we should have won a game against Fulham. And after we joined that game, people will say, Liverpool fans will say, yeah, FSG out, FSG out. They call the FSG to be out, and suddenly, I don't know if they really make Jurgen or manager in club get a plan, and suddenly we find ourselves back. And it looks to me, since we play Arsenal at Anfield, Arsenal has changed us into a club that back to our old self, for example, that then bring us back to our old self. After the Arsenal draw with us, Arsenal fans cannot believe that, oh, Liverpool is back to themselves because of the draw, the 2-2 draw at Anfield. Yeah, that is the only way we are going to find ourselves back. But yeah, absolutely. But FSG was we didn't want them to be out because we didn't want a midfielder, we didn't want a defender, we want a striker. Now we have players that is gone now. That is Naby Keita, Alex, Oxlade, Chamberlain, Milner, Firmino. Now we're looking for replacement for those guys. We know Alexis McAllister is on the on the horizon to be coming a Reds soon by next week. So we're looking forward to it. So I'm looking for top four next season. So absolutely, I'm looking for Champions League. Yeah.
Mhm. But to tell the truth, right, I know a lot of Liverpool fans, right? They have the ambition. It's just not looking for top four, Jordan. You guys want to win the league, you know. You guys have actually been challenging Liverpool for the past 2, 3 seasons, right? Pushing them, pushing them, pushing them. But of course, this season you guys fell back quite far, right?
Man.
But the previous 2, 3 seasons, right? You guys were actually pushing them because you were like getting 90 points, 90 points, but you know MCT, right? MCT is a totally different machine out there at the moment, right? And they've been dominant in the sense that the past 5 years they've won 4 Premier Leagues, right? And the other Premier League that was actually won by you guys, right? Liverpool, right? So
Yeah.
at this moment in point in time, I do understand sometimes like fans with their ambitions, right? Like Spurs fans, a lot of us, to tell the truth, right? For me, Spurs as a Spurs fan, right? I wouldn't even mind winning a cup. I don't care what kind of cup is it, but just as long as it's one of the legitimate cups, right? Whether it's the Carabao, the FA, right? And of course, we know that we ain't gonna win the Champions League, right? We know we ain't gonna win the Premier League, but at least give us a trophy to put in a cabinet to at least give us a stepping stone to move forward. But our owners has put us into this conundrum and this shambolic of a what I call shambolic show of a season that we are in, right? But the shambolic show still goes on, right? At least Liverpool has stuck by Klopp, no matter how bad it was. You know what I'm saying, Jordan? Look at us now, Spurs. We have after we sacked Conte,
Yeah.
when Conte was more or less fourth in the league, right? And we brought in Stellini and getting hammered by Newcastle 6-1, right? And after that, sacking him, and then we put Ryan Mason back in as an interim manager, where Ryan Mason about a year ago, when after Mourinho got sacked 5 to 6 days before a cup final, right? Ryan Mason was the interim manager again. He's the interim manager now. Now we've gone. I think I had to calculate. 1 week ago, it was 61 days. We haven't had a manager. So now we're already reaching the 68 day, right? Or 67 day without a manager, right? And of course, the rumors is out there. We've been linked to Nagelsmann. He turned us down. We've been linked to Slot. He's turned us down. To tell the truth, at the moment, being a Spurs fan, I'm thinking that what manager would want to come and join us? What manager, no matter what level you're at, why would you want to come and join us unless the money is so attractive, right? You don't care. Okay? Because
Yeah.
as I see it, our owners meddle in every little thing. Okay. I was just watching about a bit of that Tim Sherwood interview or podcast he had with Simon Jordan, right? he was saying something that Daniel Levy called him into his office and asked him who's playing, right? When that word came out, when Daniel Levy calls the manager into the office and asks who is playing, I'm thinking is who picks the players? Does Daniel Levy pick the players or does the manager pick the players, right? Because that interview part was because we were talking about Kane. You know, when Kane first came into the scene, because Tim Sherwood was the manager that gave Kane his first chance, right? So to me is that all the red flags are there. Why is the owner, chairman, right, putting his hands into the choice of players being played? Does Liverpool have that kind of problem? Do you think your CEO or your chairman will call Klopp up and ask him, "Yo, right, who's playing today? Can I see the front line list?"
Well, for us, since that summer transfer window opened last year, I would say, look, we need a Premier League experienced player to come in. But out of nowhere, we see. I don't have any problem with Carvalho because Carvalho has that experience of the Premier League because he used to be at Fulham. Calvin Ramsey doesn't have the Premier League experience. Darwin doesn't. And I was saying, look, we didn't even want a centre forward because we didn't want a midfielder. Alexis McAllister, for example, Casado. There is lots of players out there in the Premier League we can get. And you were saying about Kane out there. Even that, Harry Kane at Spurs, he wants to win trophies. He should go to a club that to win titles. And for us, we should have get out Harry Kane, but we got Darwin Nunes because he don't have that. And we don't have a problem with Luis Diaz because now he finally turned into a Premier League player, starting scoring goals left, right, and center. And after losing Taki Minimimo to Monaco, I was put him on loan to Southampton, get him back, and we sent him off to Monaco. We are not the same club that playing the FA Cup, we got kicked out by Brighton, and we got kicked out in the Carabao Cup. We are not the same Liverpool that win the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. We're trying to get back to that same team, and we're trying to replace Mane now, and now we're trying to hunt for a replacement for Firmino, Naby, Alex, and Milner right now. So we need to figure out who should we use as a backup defender because Virgil is not the same since during the COVID he picked up that injury, and yeah, as I said, was when we won the league, without no fans. Yeah, at Anfield, and we don't even have a chance of defending the title because we did have Virgil van Dijk out injured. We have to use our captain Henderson at defense, or our best defender Fabinho at defense, and this is why City take title from us. And then getting Haaland is a different situation again, and then going to play FA Cup and Champions League. But for me, I need improvement, and most of the contract will be up. Not next year, but the other year. But it's looking tough, man. It's really a tough season, and for our owners, we need a midfielder. We need a backup midfielder. We're looking at Kono from Mönchengladbach in the Bundesliga. So we're looking at other players to get as well. So not all Alexis, but others out there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see what will Klopp do for the 2023-24 season. But up front, I think that Diaz, Nunes, and Sard needs to be up there, and Gakpo, we need to see what he will bring now, because he will be going into preseason soon with us, and yeah, I'm looking forward to what he will bring. Because he's very young. He's played for PSV, but he just start play. But let's see what he will bring. But we think we can let Darwin don't score about 30 goals again. We need to make him score about probably 5 or 9 goals, hopefully, because he doesn't score against us. He score against other teams except us. So we need to keep him quiet. You know he's young, 22 years old. So yeah.
Fair. No, but my question to you, Jordan, right? Do you think all the players that you are talking about, right, are they players that Klopp's are Klopp's choices, or or are they players that the club chooses for him,
Well,
right?
Klopp, he has his favorites at Liverpool that he wants to score. That includes Salah, because Salah is his favorite, so he always care about anybody else but his favorite player. That is Mo Salah. So yeah, so that is what Klopp wants to see
Mm,
his favorite player. That is Mo. So
mm. But
yeah,
being a Spurs fan, right? Every time, whenever we go to Anfield to play, or whenever you guys come to play at our stadium, right? Klopp somehow or another is like a very big admirer of Son Heung-min. Don't you think so?
Son Heung-min, yes, I can see that, yes, because coming to Anfield that the guys did, the guys nearly beat us at Anfield. I realized that the guys close because those two goals, one from Kane, one from Son Heung-min and Richarlison, we are nearly if Shutter never scored, we would have draw with you guys, and nobody would have never. We never. We lost only one game at home, as was against Leeds. But at your guys' home ground, Firmino, Bobby Firmino, Roberto Firmino, he loved to play at the guys' home turf because if you look back at way back when Mane giving ball and he tap it in, easy tap in, and as Robertson did get a red card, it was a shocking to me, surprising that he got a red card. But yeah, these guys are very good, but I need improvement. My club needs to get midfielders. Cause I saw his press conference before the end of the season that I was saying like he don't want any players, but no, the last time that we should have get midfielders. No, like he just decides, oh, I'm gonna put a midfielder because we need to be back because FSG is forcing him because if we want to be back, if we want to be as Liverpool that won the Champions League, the Premier League, we need to have a midfielder. And that's what Klopp is now. That's why Klopp is saying, okay then, let's go for Alexis McAllister. So yeah,
Yeah.
so
But Jordan, you see, okay, FSG is, Klopp did come and said, right, we ain't gonna spend 150 million pounds on. Don't forget, guys, you guys linked to Jude Bellingham for the past 2 years, right? And Klopp came out and said that we ain't gonna spend that kind of money on one single player, right? Do you think that if you get Jude instead of all the players that you've been saying about, right, it's like spending all your money on one player and not being able to spend whatever you have on the rest of the players? The thing is that
yeah,
will FSG come up with at least 200 or 300 million pounds, right, just to revamp your the team that you have at the moment? Because nowadays you should know if you don't spend at least a decent 60, 70 million or close to an 80 million kind of price, you don't get that top class or world class kind of player to come in, right? So
mm,
at this point in time, if you're looking at number one, for your
yeah,
midfield, to tell the truth, I mean, even being a Spurs fan, we know that Milner, Henderson, right? These two are actually past their sell by date, correct? And to replace these two midfielders at this moment, minimum you have to spend at least 160 million pounds or 150 million pounds just to get that quality to fit back into those two slots, right? Maybe an
yeah,
McAllister will cost you 50, 60 million pounds, right? To price him away from Brighton, right?
yeah,
But the thing is that in the end of the day, this season also has shown that defensively you guys have been not that stable because ever since VVD, right, has come back from his injury, and of course you must always remember he's not a young man anymore, correct?
yeah,
You still need to cover your defense. So, and you still need at least another 60, 70 million pounds to get a decent top class kind of a defender to come in. So,
mm-hmm,
do you think FSG will actually come up with the money to support Klopp in his plans at the moment, right? Because for us
yes,
Spurs fans, I don't care because we
mhm,
don't even have a manager. That's why you have not seen me say one name of a player.
yeah,
It's pointless.
yeah,
Right? At least you
yeah,
got
yeah,
Klopp. You have Klopp,
yeah,
right? And somehow or
yeah,
another, you guys should know what kind of players Klopp needs and what kind of vision the Klopp has for your club in the positions that you guys are needing. And I think for the
mhm,
attacking side, I don't think you need much improvement anymore because you've done that business this season, right? And defensively and midfield side, I think you still need to bolster up. But the problem is that will your owners give Klopp the budget he needs, which I see will come up to at least 200 million to 250 million pounds this summer.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Right.
have a great point. There was saying about Jude Bellingham. This
Yeah.
player, a real since the World Cup in Qatar, when they were training the England team, I saw Henderson and Trent was talking to him. Then they was talking to him to join Liverpool. And that is a great point. That's a great captaincy. Despite he's not a captain for England, but he's a captain for us, Liverpool. That's what
Oh,
captain does.
yeah.
And telling a player that playing for Borussia Dortmund to join Liverpool. Whereas out of nowhere, I was surprised to hear that he's going to Real Madrid. I was, oh my days, really now. And I don't even know any English player that play for Real Madrid. The only if you check the Premier League, I know a lot of English players that play in the Premier League. None, I don't see none at Real Madrid. Coming to Liverpool, that is what
Uh,
that he needs to. But well, I cannot make a decision about anything he wants to go. Well, he should have been a Reds right now. It should have been him and Alex McAllister in midfield. We would have a strong midfield in him. Or he's good, he's quality, he have goals and he can score. We know he have that. But coming to Liverpool, I did really want Jude Bellingham at Liverpool. But that's a great. But we need to pray for 60, 70. That's what Brighton want. No, this is the reason why we are selling these players now. That is no longer with us and moving on. But I do want three mid. I do want 12. Liverpool did targeting 12 midfielders. That includes Alex McAllister, Jude Bellingham, and a few other midfielders. We should have even linked to the to Jude not Jude Joshua Kimmich from Borussia from Bayern Munich. We didn't do that, but we should have Jude Bellingham. As I said, Jude is quality, and despite not winning the Bundesliga with Borussia Dortmund, but he did well. But he should have choose us instead. He should have even hijack Real Madrid. But we cannot do anything. So FSG, we need them to help us and get other players. We need a midfield defense, as I said. Kim Min Jae from Napoli. I saw him do very well in the Champions League. I was in this player needs to come to Liverpool, but we need a backup. As I said about Virgil van Dijk injury coming back. He's not fit. These players are old. They're probably 30 years old and 30 something years old, and they're not the same player that everybody used to know. And we need a youngster like somebody that 20 to 20, 22, 24 years old. But these players, as I said, Henderson, he's old. He did well, and now it's time for him to leave. Now he do everything as captain, and I'm happy for that. But it's time for him to leave. Now we need fresh players to be our captain. We could even give Salah the captain and because since Salah joined us, he didn't even be a captain at Liverpool in the Premier League. But this is a great point. Before we need him to be the captain before he leave in 2025. So yeah, that is what he wants to do. Lead as
mhm.
a captain. He's very good. He can dribble, but he really needs that captain and band. Henderson, it's time for him to leave, and I really want him to go. It's time for him to leave.
Yeah. It's fair. It's fair. But big up to Hanno. Big up. Thanks for being on, Hanno, in the chats, right? But as I've been saying, the amount of players that you guys need, right? But I'm saying, will the owners give the players to Klopp for you for your? Actually, you're going through a rebuild at the moment. If I see it, right? More or less like a refresh, right? Get rid of those players who are not there, right? And of course, big up to Rob Belcher. Big up, Rob. Right? Big up. I'm well and hope you're well too, Rob. Right? Uh, at the moment, as I see where Liverpool are, you guys are not in a too bad of position, right? Your season picked up more or less at the end of this coming season, right? And you got back the points, you clawed your way back up to fifth, right? Winning a stretch of games, right? And the improvement needs you guys can see the improvement there. But for being a Spurs fans, right? We to tell the truth, Hanno, we're not even talking for a Spurs fan now. I'm not even looking at the rebuild because what's there for us to rebuild when we're in such a shambles, right? For us now is that what are we trying to do is that's why this is the Levy out Enoch out show. It's either that we try to get our chairman not to meddle in the football, right? And let the footballing people handle the football side of things, right? And try to get things right again, and to actually tear everything down, and like you call it, a rebuild from there and start from fresh. Okay. But the problem is that, like what Raisuke say, right? Right. Spurs need a major rebuild compared to Liverpool, right? Because Liverpool, you're talking about you adding in another 2 or 3 or 4 more top class players, right? But for Spurs, we're talking we had to get rid of like 15 players out the door. But the problem is that we can't even get rid of the players out the door because at the moment we don't even have a manager in place, because we can't sell the players without a manager there, right? To say what kind of players he needs and what kind of players can be let go. But we can see that we really got 8 players out on loan, right, last season, who are coming back. And to tell the truth, I got a big shout out to Ndombele after winning the Serie A with Napoli. I would give a big shout out to Bryan Gil. Bryan Gil won the Europa Cup last night with Seville, right? And the sad part is, right, our players go out on loan, come back champions, while the players we have stuck at Spurs are still there getting nothing, zilch. Oh, and that's so sad, right? And of course, yeah, we're talking about players like Lo Celso and Ndombele and Gil, right? And then Ndombele and Gil has already won something, and yep, they're coming back. They're all coming back, right? But the problem, coming back is not the problem. The problem for us now is that we got no manager. That's my problem, right? But at least being a Liverpool fan, Klopp has been there for like, this is going to be his 8th year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, his 8th year.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is 8th year.
Yeah.
His contract is up when 2026? Yeah. So yeah. And as I was saying about Sevilla, that goalkeeper that from Sevilla, he surprised me a lot. That's Bono from Monaco. I think that he's way better than Adrian. If we get rid of Adrian, I will take him at Liverpool because I know for Alisson Becker, he's not gonna be an easy goalkeeper to hand over that number one, and he's old as well, so he's good. If he wants a challenge for that number one, he wants somebody that has that experience. Look at Courtois for Real Madrid. He can even evolve in that. Manuel Neuer, any goalkeeper. Because I don't know about Adrian because he has some he concede a lot of goals, and I don't rate Adrian, but at least I rate him. But I need a better goalkeeper. We have Collier, he's leaving for good, and we need somebody else. We need to get rid of Adrian because I think we never use him in the cup.
Jordan, to tell the
Yep.
truth, right? We're for us, right? If I'm not okay, we don't have a manager now, right? But for Kelleher, I'll take him at Spurs, right? But before continue, big up to Jens, big up. Thanks for being here, Jens. Right, and of course Mark Swift and Jens. big up you two guys. Right.
As you're
But
talking
the thing,
about as you're talking about
yeah,
Collier, I realize that
yeah.
he's way better than Adrian. He's better than Adrian because if you check
But if I'm not
our
mistaken, this
game
season,
against
right? This season,
yeah.
Kelleher didn't even get much of a chance to play, if I'm not mistaken, right? didn't even get much of a chance to play.
What we're going to use Collier if in case Alice is out injured, but when it comes to cups like FA and Carabao Cup, we use him. We use him. Even the last game against Southampton, we use him. We use Collier, and I am happy that he Alice Klopp choose Collier because if he choose Adrian, we would have lost a game at 5-4.
Mhm.
He did well. Yes, we draw 4-4. He did well, but he has a good quality because he make a great save. He's a great penalty stop shutter, and he do well in everything. But I'm very happy for him. But yeah, he's very good. He's very good. I think he should go to Spurs because remember, you guys have Hugo Lloris. I don't know what his future laid there at Spurs, but I I think you guys should get him absolutely as well.
Yeah, I think Raisuke is saying I think we'll take almost everyone. Yeah. No, Raisuke, being a Spurs fan, right? We won't take everyone. We are linked to everyone, right? Everyone in wherever they are, we'll always link to them, right? But whoever we take, we don't know at the moment, right? But to tell the truth, it doesn't matter, right? For me, I keep saying, just as long if Daniel Levy is still in charge and still running the things on the footballing side with his board of directors and all that, it doesn't make any much of a difference to me, because we'll still be stuck in this scenario. No change. Everything goes round and round again. It's just rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat, right? And we'll still be stuck here. But I know at the moment now, the rumors for Spurs is that we're waiting for the Celtic manager, right? When Saturday ends, when he wins his treble in the Scottish Premier League, then we'll be making approach for him, right? But let's see what happens. For all you know, he might turn us down because number one, we don't have Europe. Okay, right? We're eighth, right? We are where Arsenal was 3 seasons ago, 8th, right? And let's see what happens from there. It's pointless for me to talk about what players we want or what players are going to come in, right? No director of football, no manager. It's pointless for me. It's totally pointless. But to tell the truth, of course, players leaving, of course, we do know, right? Because at the moment now, I do see that most probably Lloris will be gone, right? After years of Lloris, Hugo is going to go. Seriously.
Yes, that's how I realized that you guys know using William in goal now. That is
Foster.
Fraser Foster.
Yeah, we've been using Foster in goal because Lloris is supposed to be injured. Remember, there was some kind of a bust up, after during halftime during the Newcastle game, right? When we were 5-0 down in the first 20 minutes or something like that. According to the press, according to official report, is that Lloris got injured his hip, right? But there were rumors around saying there was a bust up in the dressing room or something like that, right? So that's why Lloris hasn't played until now. So we do know that that's one of the outgoings, right? And of course, there is the big outgoing that there's all the Spurs minds at the moment is Harry Kane, right? So so the thing is that, for all I know, is that most probably if we do get a manager in that needs a rebuild and needs funds, right? Most probably the most valuable player that we can sell will get us at least 80 to at least 100 million pounds, right? That will be Harry Kane. So, and of course, Harry Kane has said that most probably he doesn't want to leave the Premier League because he's going after Alan Shearer's record, right? He's more or less favorite to go to Manchester United. That's how I see it.
But
right?
if he go to Man United, right? What will you really do at Man United?
I don't know.
If he go to Man United, he could get a 7-0 for the first time. The rest of the players from Man United then got it already from us. But for him especially, he could get it for the first time.
No, but the thing is that it doesn't matter whether it's the 7-0 for the first time, whatever, for Harry Kane, right? But at the moment now, Harry Kane, he did try to push for a move 2 seasons ago. He tried to go to Manchester City, but Manchester City spent 100 million pounds on Grealish. That's why they didn't buy Harry Kane. That was supposed to be the reason. But of course, there was something like, of course, bids didn't come in, whether it's true or not. But I guess, it is what it is. But at the moment now, okay, let me see. Have you discussed the Australian chap yet? To tell the truth, nah, Jens. The thing is that is the Australian chap that he's talking about, is the Celtic manager, right? They supposedly play attacking football, but still not sure. Anyone who comes in will be hampered by the penny pinching interference of Dr. Evil anyway. Now, to tell the truth, it's not penny pinching, right? As I see it, based on the records and reports, right? Since 2021 or 2020-21 until now, we spent at least 500 million pounds on players. We have misspent 500 million pounds on players, right? Misspent. Okay. So that is £500 million, right? And if you spend the £500 million properly, and of course, big up to Ryan, big up Ryan. No problem, Ryan. It's good that you're here, right? Ryan from Huddersfield Town TV.
I don't have any problem with Kane, but he needs to win titles, and I do not see that I don't really see that from Spurs.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
he
think
got
that.
goals. He got goals. He can score 100 goals. He can score a million goals non-stop. But
Yeah,
he needs to win something. And after losing that Champions League, and even I saw the guys try going into the title race out of nowhere. Arsenal and Liverpool, my club, avoid the guys from that. But for Kane, especially, he needs to win something. And I see the passion of him as a player to do that. Yeah, he's the captain of England, but he needs to win something. But I think he will. I want him to win something.
yeah, we all
He,
do, right? No, the thing is that it was the Euros, right? That I was actually hoping that he would actually get a chance to win the Euros, but of course they as in England bungled it up again. So and the World Cup was supposed to be the dream team that will give Harry Kane a chance to another trophy, but it didn't happen again. We lost to France.
yeah,
I mean,
also Kane.
yeah.
Kane also
The thing is that
surprised me in 2018.
yeah, yeah, but
He
the thing is
surprised
that
me.
but the thing you must understand, Jordan, right? There's no team in the Premier League now that will actually guarantee Harry Kane a trophy unless you're going to Manchester City, right? But I think Manchester City had a plan, right? If they didn't get Harry Kane last 2 seasons ago, right? They were going to get Harry Kane, Haaland this season, so they weren't too worried about it, right? And patience have given them what they are now. They've really won the what cup did they win? Have they won a cup yet? Oh, they really won the Premier League. Okay. This
Yeah,
Saturday coming, they're going to play the derby against Manchester United for the FA Cup, and of course the following week coming, they're going to play the Champions League final against Inter Milan. So that could be the historic treble for Pep, and if Pep achieves that treble, right, more or less Pep might move on from there. So we do not know which, most probably at the tell the truth, if Pep wins the treble this season, right, I can bet my bottom dollar, right, Pep will be in PSG within 2 seasons minimum. Oh,
but
I think maximum. Yeah,
about Haaland.
yeah, yeah.
Haaland doesn't have Premier League experience. But
Mm.
coming from a Bundesliga to a team that won Premier League,
Yeah,
that is the quickest 36 goals. He break
yeah,
our Egyptian record,
yeah,
Mo Salah, and he's 22 years old, and he's a teenager, and
yeah.
nobody can believe that he's really Haaland really doing this in the Premier League. Neither me, especially. And the only club that he didn't score against was my club.
Mm-hmm.
No, the rest of players that did score against my club. And I know Jack Grealish did, Ilkay did, Kevin did, Phil Foden did, but he doesn't. Alvarez did. That's why them beat us 4-1. But he doesn't. But he's a teenager. Eh?
Yeah. No, but you must understand, Jordan, to tell the truth, Haaland has been in that kind of class for so many seasons, at least 2 or 3 seasons back, right? The thing is that maybe Man City was the correct team for him to go to, to be giving him the chance to produce what they produce. 36 goals in the Premier League, right? And of course, big up to Jamie, big up. Yep, good night, brother. Right, my supposedly co-host, which I haven't seen in such a long time, Jamie. Right, we have to meet up soon, right? But the thing is that it doesn't matter, right? If you move with his caliber and quality, and you put him in a Manchester City team, right? And you tweak it properly to suit his needs, right? Of course, he's going to score the goals. But you must understand the other thing. Look at what Kane did this season, Jordan. He scored 30 goals, right? Only 6 of Haaland. And where is Spurs? We're 8.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's got nothing to do with that one player, right? It's the players around that one player that can produce the kind of football to bring you to the next level, right? The thing is that's why being a Spurs fans, we've been shouting all this past 5 years while Kane is in his prime, right? You build a team around Kane and Son. And don't forget, Kane and Son are still breaking the assist records, even this season.
I was talking about that record. They surprised me, the both of them. They break Mane and Salah combination record together. So
Yeah.
with
and they broke
with the most
and
assist. They
uh,
surprised me.
apart from apart from breaking it, Jordan, they're extending it at the moment. Last season, right? They broke it the season previously, and they broke. I think they broke it early this somewhere along this season, and they've been extending it, right? And like what Reisuki said, right? 30 goals and no reward, right? And if Haaland wasn't there, this would have been Kane's golden boot again. Don't you think so?
Yeah, that's true. Because if Haaland didn't join Man City, I think Arsenal would have won the league this season.
Mm, most
I
probably.
think Arsenal will won it because if Haaland, I think that because if he didn't leave for Borussia Dortmund, and look, the start of the season, Arsenal have been doing very well. Right now, buck up into a teenager. Oh my days! And now seeing break the lights of the Chelsea form player that is Jogba. If you know Jogba, that used to play for
Yeah.
Chelsea, he broke his record as well before him attempt to break Salah one. So he break those guys' record and now do it to Salah. I think he's aiming now for Luis Suarez, and he's too good. He's good,
Yeah.
and he's young. But for Kane, as I said, he needs to be in his prime. I know Kane scoring goals, lots of Deli Ali. You know, he's not even in the Premier League anymore, but
Oh, I
Kane
don't even talk
special.
about Dele Alli. Yeah. No. But in
Kane,
the end, whatever we come down to in the end, right? We must always remember, football is a team sports. You know, it's just not one player taking the ball and taking it from the middle of the field and go across and beat everyone and score that goal, right? That it is a team sport, right? I mean, of course, sometimes it does happen, right? Like what Son did at Burnley, right? Cut through the whole field and scored a goal that wants the Puska Award, right? And of course, recently what Mora did in his last game against Leeds, right? But football is a team sport, okay?
yeah,
And the thing is that at the moment now, where Haaland is, we can't say anything. He's won the Player of the Year. He's won the Young Player of the Year. To give it to him, 36 goals in his first season, right? In the Premier League. Yeah, it's big kudos, right? But the problem is that
and-
how long will he still be there? You get what I'm saying? Because
yeah, exactly.
for me is that he might be there for another 2 or 3 more years. Because I see if Pep moves, Haaland will move with Pep. That's how I see it. And if Pep goes to PSG in 1 or 2 seasons' time, right? Haaland will be in PSG in 1 or 2 seasons' time. Because Pep will say, tell PSG, right? Get me Haaland. Because Haaland is not an Mbappe, right? Because Mbappe has got an ego that's so big, right? He thinks he's the club. Yes, you know.
Yeah,
Haaland is a very grounded, well-grounded footballer, right? Where he focused more on football, and his ego is, I mean, at the moment, being 22 years old, right? His ego is not that big yet, right? But along the way, while he gets all the plaudits, while he becomes, you know, a superstar in the footballing world, we do not know whether he'll change, right? People change
yeah.
along the way. We do not know. But if he keeps himself grounded, right, and he keeps himself humble and work hard, focus on the football, I'll see he'll do magical things. But of course, the sad part, he plays for Norway, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sad part, of course, he plays for Norway. Maybe in another 2 or 3 or 4 years' time, if Norway can gather a group of decent players, right, to support Haaland, and if I'm not mistaken, Odegaard's from Norway too, right? They might
Yeah,
have
both of them. But
yeah,
when it comes
yeah,
to club football, friendship put aside. Friendship put aside when
yeah,
it comes to club football. But when
yeah,
it comes
yeah.
to country, they can say yes, both of them is talented. But Odegaard, yes, he's a great player as well, coming from Real Madrid to Arsenal. I realized that Odegaard has changed his Arsenal midfield since Arsenal bought him. He has been a role model and taking that captaincy since Aubameyang never since then kicked out, take Aubameyang out of the club. Mikel Arteta decided to give Odegaard. And look what man Odegaard. I saw Odegaard has winning what awards. He won Player of the Season, and he has been doing well. And now I think now for them going to the Champions League, and if they meet Real Madrid in the knockout stage, I think that Odegaard, like Odegaard know Real Madrid very well, and Real Madrid knows him very well. we will have a real battle between him and his friends them that he get used to at Real Madrid. Let's have Camavinga, let's have Toni Kroos and these guys. So it could be a battle. But for Odegaard and Haaland is Odegaard. I prefer it Odegaard because scoring twice, it surprised me again. Chelsea, that is Martin Odegaard scoring twice. He do very well. But
Mhm.
I think Arsenal will challenge next season, and I think they will be challenging us and City. They will be challenging again. But Odegaard is good. He's good. He's a great player. He's a great
Yeah,
player. He's a great
that's true.
player, man.
Yeah.
Change the
But
midfield.
the thing is that at the moment now, as I see it, right? No matter what happens, the game will be the game, right? Whoever improves next season, because don't forget, even if you say Arsenal can improve, you guys Liverpool can improve, and I tell you the truth, I don't give a damn about Spurs whether they improve or not. It won't improve if Levy is still there, right? You guys keep forgetting, Man City can improve too, right? Because every time when we think when we guys think that we are chasing out the Man City, it all of a sudden is that they improve much better than us. They got Haaland, right? So let's see what happens next season. Because next season they might just need one or two more players just to bolster up a few more positions. Because maybe like Gundogan is going to make a move, right? Whoever else, Bernardo Silva might make a move. They might just need players to replace those positions, right? But of course, for being Spurs, right? If we were supposed to improve, we were supposed to improve everywhere, right? So, but of course, not to forget, right? Reisuke is saying, right? Aston Villa, Brighton, Newcastle, and don't be surprised, Newcastle could be the dark horses coming through, right? They've made the
Yes.
Champions League, right? But the test is still there, Jordan. Don't forget, a lot of clubs must understand when you go into the scenario once you play European football and league football every week, right? Your squad depth must be there to support it. If not, you will crumble. Look at what happened to West Ham, right? And I don't even want to talk about West Ham, right? Because if West Ham wins the Conference League, right, they'll be the only club in London to win a cup this season in the Premier League.
Yeah,
That would-
except the Premier League. I cannot believe that Dave Moyes. Well, you have been doing very well, but Bowen, he's incredible. Gerald Bowen, he's good.
Derek Bowen, you got Declan Rice there, right? So the chances are there for to win the cup, but of course, I'll be damned, right? You know, being a London Football Club fan, being bantered by West Ham, right? And that not to say that West Ham's going to banter Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, Fulham. Who else? Brentford,
Liverpool,
right?
my club, Liverpool.
Liverpool, right? Yeah. Imagine that. And then to banter Arsenal, what else? Manchester United won the Carabao Cup, fair to them. They might even win the FA Cup with the beat Man City, right? Newcastle, right?
Yeah,
Right.
that's
So yeah, so it is what it is. But like I said, I'll be ending the stream soon, Jordan, right? Because we're coming up nearly up to the 1 hour mark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But before I
Some-
go, guys, before I go, because I have to do this because this is more like a community message, right, guys? All right, guys. There's a link in the chats from Spurs Vision TV, right? This is more like a community message, right? It's got something to do with an ex-Spurs YouTube content creator, right? His name is, his channel is called Bob Spur TV, right, guys? If I'm not sure whether you guys know anything about it, if you don't, please go and look at that because it's not something that I would like to talk about a lot about it because it's not something good that happened, right? Because Bob Spur did something really bad, and please, guys, go through that video. It's in the link, right? And it's just a warning to all you guys, right? I should put it on earlier, but I forgot about it. I should put it on earlier, right? Since you guys who are still in the chats, if you've not seen it, please go and watch it. It's nothing. Yeah, it's very shocking, right? So I think a lot of people know, but I'm just doing it one more time because for the viewers in Asia, those who are following my channel, and of course for those who are not from the Spurs community, right? I mean, if Jordan, if you want, if after you see it, you want to share it, right? So this is something of a
Yeah, you
warning,
can,
right?
to me, I will see it in the group, and yeah, and do that, and I'll do that.
Yeah, yeah. It's a warning to not to fall into sometimes, when people try to take advantage of other people, right? So, but last thoughts, Jordan, right? I'll have to get
Well,
you on. I'll have to get you on to one of my more footballing shows, right? Which I do beginning of the week of every week. So, and since the football season is over, like I told you earlier in the back room, I'll be doing shows more. Or I'm still waiting for the rest of the cups to be finished before I'll do my season-ending show. Right. In my season-ending show, most probably I'll bring on a lot of fans from other clubs, and then we'll sit down and we'll banter each other until the sun sets.
yes,
Yeah.
because for me, oh my day, I'm not talking about banter, man. I really like to banter
No,
people a lot.
but we do it for good fun, right? It's nothing. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
it's
for
just
fun. Yeah, it's
it,
for fun
it's just
because people
yeah,
will
yeah,
will be thinking so it's really serious something. It's just for fun, guys. We
yeah,
always do this every year when it comes to club, but
yeah,
for me, man, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. This
yep, yep,
fighting, man. I'm
yep.
a Liverpool fan, like Uncle White
Yeah,
Royd. So yeah.
yeah, Uncle Rod's. Yeah, usually I get Uncle Rod's one too. Uncle Rod's fun to talk to, right? Okay, Jordan. Any last thoughts, last words before we end the stream?
Guys, I don't know. For me, I'll be doing the Champions League watch along between Inter and Man
Oh,
City, and also, the summer transfer is coming up, so I'm looking forward to that as well. And I am waiting now from the confirmation from Romano. Here we go for Alexis McAllister. After I hear that, I am live directly, guys. So I'm looking forward to that, guys. So yes, guys. So
and
yes, so I'm looking forward.
Jordan, what's your channel's name? Have you
My
got a
channel name is
link?
Jordan FC, guys. If you see Liverpool for life, it's my channel name, but I changed my name, guys. But my real name is Jordan Hyman FC because I did that because I am a straight Reds and I'm a straight Liverpool fan. And if you want to find me, guys, you can ask anybody for me, ask Uncle Royds, ask anyone, and they will find me and let you guys easily
Yeah,
get find my channel. But yes, guys, so summer is coming up, and we are looking forward to the summer transfer window. It's gonna be a busy, busy transfer window. Open, guys. Everybody be live for summer transfer window on YouTube, and it's gonna be a walk. It's gonna be a really, really hard one, but we'll get used to it, guys. So don't worry. But I'm going to get some rival fans on from Arsenal. Our friend that will be joining me for that. And yeah, I need some few anywhere. If it's Man United, I need Man United fans. If it's Spurs fans can give me let me know. And
yeah, I'll be there. I mean, of course, it depends on the timing for me, right? Because your timing, my
yeah,
timing is way off like 13 hours
it's the
front and back.
time over there. It's the time over there, but
Yeah,
I'll be like my time, guys. It's the time over there where in England the Open will be happening. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the summer transfer window, guys. I cannot wait. And
yeah,
good luck to
yeah.
Bobby Firmino, Naby Keita, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and James Milner. All the best in their new club. We're looking forward to the summer. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And of course, Jens, when are you going back to London, right? Alan Harris is going to hit you with his walking stick. He doesn't hit people with his walking stick nowadays. He runs them over with his moped. Not his moped, his electrical chair thingy, scooter that he has, if I'm not mistaken. Right. But guys, I guess at the moment now, me being a Spurs fan, I don't care, right? Because we don't have a manager. So most I'll wait until next Saturday when the Celtic wins the treble. Then let's see whether we're gonna get the Australian Greek Celtic manager to join us, right? Because most probably he'll be the one because we're having a new chief of football coming in, and he's from Australia too, named Scott Munn. So if that happens, then maybe we'll start talking about what are players going in and what are players going out. But like we say, right? At the moment now, I really don't care. Most important thing is still Levy out, Inik out, right? And oh dear, you did, Jens. You gave up your season ticket. Oh, you didn't renew. Okay, Jens didn't renew. Yeah, yeah. And same here, Raisuke doesn't really care too, right? Big up Raisuke. We all don't care at the moment, right? No manager. The only thing I care is the Levy gets out, right? If Levy gets kicked out, then maybe I'll care. At the moment, I don't care. And if Levy is still in charge, still don't care because we know what's going to happen, right? We'll still be back in the same shit show, right? But guys, take care. Thanks for being chats. Don't forget, take a look at the video that Rez made about Bobspur TV. If you haven't seen it, right, go through it. Just don't get caught, right? And Jordan, thanks for being on, right? We have to do a show again. Talk more about football, and let's see. End of the season review. Most probably, I'll give you an invite, Jordan. Right? We'll see how that goes. Right? Maybe in a week or 2 weeks. All right.
Yeah.
Right. That's when all the football is over and when all the dust has settled. Then we sit down and we think about what happened last season. Right? Whether it's good, whether it's bad, it is what it is. Right? Guys, take care. Right? Jordan, see you soon.
Yeah.
Oh, and not to forget, right? And as always, Levy out.